that respect, I mean, do you think that she will be reelected? And if she is reelected, how do you think things are going to go if she gets reelected?
I think she has a potential to be reelected, and she should not be underestimated. People are going to go with the local touch. She has not stopped campaigning over the last 3, 4 years. Now, just like Brandon, he spent all that money on migrants. Now he has to charge the residents to foot the bill. People are getting big bingo. They're getting services that literally the city is claiming is broke while doing things that people are that are touching them at their door. They
Hmm.
don't realize or even care that they still got to pay for this, maybe even later. I think that this village is small, but this fight is underestimated. Does she have an opportunity to lose? Absolutely. The media is there every move that she makes. And
Hmm.
I ain't seen not one good story about Tiffany Henyard yet. But you cannot base victory on the news. You can't base it off of social media. Two things happen. People become so disinterested or disenfranchised that they don't show up to the polls and vote.
Hmm.
If all she has is senior citizens that she get to interact with all the time voting, she could win.
Hmm.
What I'm saying is that I don't expect her to win, but I'm trying to get people to understand that don't think that she's lost because there needs to be more work now. More work needs to be done now more than ever because the last 4 years have been so painstaking for the residents. Everybody should be outside connecting with their neighbors, putting the word out, setting up plans to get people to the polls. And unfortunately, I don't see that kind of fire in Dalton. I think that they're hoping that social media is going to deliver the win, and that's not how wins are fought or won.
Well, that I mean, I think that that's a very it may be hard to hear, but I think it's an important message because and I asked the question, does she have the potential to win because of that reason? You know what I'm saying? Because she did get in there, and from what my understanding, it was because of low voter turnout. You know, obviously it was during the pandemic, but there was a low voter turnout. She got a lot of the vote there, and then there was a recall. So I hope that all the work you guys have been doing, and I hope that the residents really come out to vote. You know, so I'm trying to be optimistic because I don't think that the village can survive another 4 years. Um, I'm an objective guy. You know, Jedidiah, I'm an objective guy, man. I try to look at everything from both sides, and I try to say to myself, is it a possibility that maybe they're not in a deficit? Maybe they're not overspending. Maybe there's not corruption. Um, but like you said, I haven't seen a positive story from her or for her besides from her, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. You know what I'm saying? She's the only one who's reported something positive, and I try to listen to what's been spent, the businesses that have been driven out of the city, and you know, I don't see a scenario where you have any type of a city or village that is losing businesses in a deficit, vendors aren't paid. All those trustees can't be wrong.
And they did have two very different campaign events. When they did their campaign event, the room was full. She did her campaign event. It was probably 30, 20 of them employees. And so, I mean, that stuff does matter. It does say something. I'm just saying we don't want to underestimate. I think that sometimes you can hear people talk about the victory being won and they go docile or they get complicit. No, the victory is there. You all have run a marathon and you're right at the finish line. This is not the time to take a break. Push
Hmm.
harder,
Yeah,
finish strong
yeah.
because you may underestimate the turtle. You don't want to do that.
Definitely not in this case. Definitely not in this case. Well, I want to ask you just a few more questions also too, as far as the investigative team. Now, how is it like being an activist is not an easy thing, as you know, as we know. Um, how did you go about creating a good team?
Some of these people have been with me for years. This has been an evolution of things. Some of these people have been with me well over 10, 12 years. And as we identify individuals with skill sets, we would utilize them, or people that want to be a part, we would train them. Once they go through our vetting process, find out if they snakes or not. But I have developed a unique apparatus because we almost have our own private investigative agency,
Okay.
and it runs 24/7. They prepare me daily briefings, and I think it's great because not only is it investigators, but I have professionals. I got clinical professionals. I got law enforcement. It's an ever expanding team. A lot of people who can't do it publicly, they help. Don't let them make you get it twisted. It's people that like me in this world, and they be wanting. They be like, I wish I had the bonus, but I'm gonna help you. I want me to run the name for you. You want me to find out something or not? And then I love how the professions come up. You have somebody who deals with bankruptcy. They're like, I can go look up a bankruptcy. I got somebody doing it, and they monitor it for me. And it's just this family of everybody that's just nosy as hell. Ain't nobody getting a paycheck, and they
Right.
just be in there talking all day long. We get tips, we follow them, we debunk them, we verify them, and people are invested. And this case in particularly
Yeah.
brought me three new investigative squads. So every
Okay.
time I go somewhere, I feel like I get new people. Of course, you get
Nice.
some bad apples, but
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna be bigger than the damn CIA in a minute. And I love them.
No, that's great, man. That's great because at the end of the day, it's hard to do that work.